What's up, guys? In today's video, we're gonna go over tradingview.com. I'm gonna show you my favorite indicators, I'm gonna show you how to use my favorite drawing tools, and I'm gonna give you all the little tips and tricks that I think you need if you're going to get the most out of this platform. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here very much. If you're new, my name is Austin Silver. I'm the co-owner and head of trading here at ASFX, and I'm excited to get you this information. I know a lot of you have been asking for this, so we're gonna jump right in. Now, today's video is gonna be, like I said, kind of like a mixed bag. I know I've put out a couple of TradingView tutorials before, but I wanna make sure that this one is our most current one. That way, whether you're watching this today, which is July 23rd, 2020, or if you're watching this in 2021, it's still going to apply. So the first thing, and I know a lot of you have had questions about this, is the indicators that I use. You've probably seen me on TradingView before, or on Instagram, or on another YouTube video showing colorful lines on my chart, something on the bottom going on. You probably are wondering how I use that, what that even is, right? And for those of you that are with us on our VIP, you're like, hey, I want those exact indicators, because TradingView actually took one of them down. I'm not really sure why. They said I violated house rules, and I apologize, but we are able now to provide you guys with that indicator. So before we can get into that, and I do have the links for the two indicators for our VIP members down in the description, but before we can get into that, I wanna just set us up here. So what you see in front of you, this is like TradingView at its barest form. When you come and go to their website, tradingview.com, for the first time, it's gonna look something like this. Yours might be white, mine is set to dark mode, that doesn't matter. But basically what you're gonna see is candles, green and red, volume on the bottom here, your crosshair moving as you move your mouse, and you'll see these horizontal and vertical grid lines in the background, and that's to show price and time. What we're gonna do first, before we can actually get into the indicators that I use, is we're gonna change this chart to make it look how I like to look at it. So first thing that we're gonna do is right click in and go down to settings. Now, when you come into settings, there's a lot that you can play with, and I would recommend that you do that. If you're brand new to TradingView and you haven't seen my other videos about this platform, which you definitely should go watch, they're on my profile on my YouTube channel. But if you haven't seen any of that and you're just brand new here, play with this. Like, don't give up on it just because it's intimidating and there's so many different settings. It's so user-friendly and it's so easy to actually start using on a daily basis that I think it deserves a couple of days, a couple of hours even, of you just clicking around and seeing what the different settings are. The first thing that I like to do is I'll change the background from black just to a lighter gray. The next thing that I like to do is just turn off these grid lines. And when I want to get rid of something, I normally just turn the opacity all the way down. That's what you see me doing here. I want to make sure that I can see the session breaks, and I like to see them as black dotted lines. So we'll change that quickly right here. You don't see that on my chart right now because we're looking at a 1 minute chart. If we were to go up here to the top left, now you can see those vertical lines that separate each day. Now, let's jump back into the settings because we're not done yet. I want to make sure that I can see the text. All the price on the right side here is gone. All the text on the bottom, it's gone. So let's change that to black so it'll stand out. Let's make that font a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. And even the scale lines, we'll make those black as well, just to show the borders of the chart and make it all clean. So we're getting somewhere now. You can see that, right? You even want to change the crosshair, you can do that. You can put a watermark in the background where it'll show you, if I go like this, it'll show you, we can make that black. The currency pair or the stock that you're trading, it'll put that in the background. I personally don't need it. I just think it's extra because you have it right up here in the top left. So that's in your appearance section. Now you can come into the trading section, and if you're actively trading and you're using TradingView, definitely give some time here to show positions, show orders, just to show yourself, hey, I can actually turn this off. That way I don't even see my stop loss and my take profit. I know that they're set and I can leave them alone. That's what I use the trading for. The events, if you're a stock trader, those are good as well. The scales, I really don't change anything here just because I want to keep my chart as simple as possible. I don't need all the bid and ask levels, the indicator names, the indicator value. I just don't need all of that labeled. The next important thing to just note is the status line. This symbol one here is in the top left. So I'm gonna keep that on, but I'm just gonna put it as the ticker to make it even smaller. You see, I wanna see as much of the chart as I can, right? Indicator titles, that's gonna be the drop-down menu here that shows your indicators. I definitely would leave that on. That way you can turn them off and turn them on. Now, the big thing with me that you've probably seen before is the black candles. So here, we're just gonna change the bodies to black. And again, it's just a solid color. If you wanted your background to be black and your candles to be white, semantics, it means the same thing. It doesn't matter to me, right? Even the wicks, make them the same color. Now, we've made some progress to making this chart come to life the way that I like to use it. The reason I take the colors off the candles, for those of you that don't know, is because it removes any potential emotional reactions from candle movement. When you see a big green candle, a big green candle, a big green candle, it can make you feel like you're missing a move sometimes. And I just wanted to remove that. I mean, I did this years ago. This is not something that's new, the black candles, right? Years ago, I just wanted to remove any potential emotional reaction. So that's why we got rid of the colors. There's just no need. And in Forex, it works really well because there's not as many gaps. So you know when you're reading these candles, if it's a bullish candle and this next bar opens here and it closes here, you can read this is bullish, this is bearish, this is bullish, this is bullish, this is bearish, bearish. You can tell because the open price of the next candle is right next to the close. So depending on which way that moves, you can easily tell, is it bullish or bearish? Look at the candle right now here. This candle is bearish. It opened here at 136.21. Price is down to 136.14 right now. So that's clearly coming down, clearly a bearish candle. So the colors are very unimportant. Now, to add the indicators to your screen, I've added 2 links in the description of this video, specifically for you guys. They are not public to the TradingView library just because I don't want them to get taken down again. But they are available for you if you're watching this video. This is the only place you're gonna get them. So if you go down to the description and click either of the 2 links, you're gonna wanna do it with both. It's gonna open up a separate window for you. One of our traders, he actually coded these for us recently, and it really is very, very powerful and beneficial to all of us, and he's been nice enough to share it. So you're gonna come to this link. You'll see the first one will either say ASFX ADR or it'll say ASFX TDI and Asian range. You'll come to this screen, and what you're gonna do is click add to favorites. See how mine says remove from favorites? You wanna add it to your favorites and give it a few minutes, okay? If it doesn't add to your favorites list in a second, don't comment on this video and say, Austin, where is it? Where is it? Give it a few seconds, refresh your TradingView, and it will be there. So once you hit add to your favorites, you can come back into TradingView, go to the indicator bar up here at the top, and in your favorites, see how I have ADR and EMAs and Asian range from our brother Pete, right? If we click ADR, that was the indicator we were just looking at here. Now you can see here are my 2 green horizontal lines. Each day they present. You see them? Yesterday was 96, today's 110. That shows me the average range that this pair should move. Now it's calculating that based on the last 5 days of movement. So it's just a simple average, right? And that's just a really powerful indicator for me. If I'm looking to take a trade and there's no space left on an average day, on the average daily range, then I know this might not move much further today. So it might be a trade that I want to pull away from. In the same sense, if there's space to move and you have room to move on average daily range, then it could be a trade that you consider. So average daily range is a really powerful indicator that we use. And again, the link for that is in the description down below. You'll also find the link for the EMAs and the Asian range. If you click that, once it's added to your favorites, it's gonna look like this. So it just added a bunch of colorful lines and a gray box to the start of every day. What I like to do, if you double click on the indicator, it'll open it up. I like to brighten up this yellow, that's my 8 EMA, and I like to brighten up and even make a little bit thicker the red line as well, because I want to see that 8 and 21. It's very important for me. Now the 200 and the 50, I'm going to leave those thin just because they aren't as significant to me in the short term for the day trading that I like to do. And I also don't like how the indicator fills the Asian range with this gray shaded area. I don't need that. I just need the high and low marked because I'm looking to see if those levels are broken. So I turned off the fill, and it's that simple. Now, at this point, you've done some work. Before we go and put the TDI in, what I would do is save your chart. So you can come to the top here and you can rename it and save it. You can also set this up to be a template, and you can save the template for yourself, as I have already right here. The final piece that we're missing is the TDI. Now the TDI is available in the public library. I have it saved here. My brother was the one that actually made this for us a while back. Just search ASFX TDI in the public library right here, add that, and you're good to go. Now you have your TDI and your EMAs and your Asian range and your ADR. All right there with 3 indicators. So now I don't even think you'll need the premium version because we put it together in 3 indicators, not 5 like it used to be. It's fantastic. So Pete and everybody that is on our ASFX team that went into making this, thank you. And everybody watching this, thanks you as well. So this is how I set up my chart for the day. The other thing that I do is I will adjust this TDI briefly. I might make these levels black instead of gray, something like that. But I don't really change too much off the standard just because it's what I'm used to. You can customize the colors, you can customize the way the lines are painted. I don't care. That's up to you. But really, this is the foundation for what you need if you're going to be following ASFX trading systems if you're going to be following the way that I trade. Now, the drawing tools that are really important. These are all you need for the indicators. Now let's move over to the left side here where we have our drawing tools. I like to use the favorite tool, where if I click this little star, it'll actually pop up my favorites bar. And I can click and drag this bar all over the screen to really help me maximize my space, but get my markups done efficiently. So what I like to use is just a couple of simple things. Of course, we need a trend line. The trend line is where you click once, click elsewhere, and it actually will set you up with a really straight trend line. I love to use also the pop out, the call out boxes, because I love to type the text in here. If you don't do text on your markups, I mean, of course you want to write real words, not that shit, but if you don't do text on your markups, no one's going to understand what you're talking about. The other important tools are the short and long measurement tools. Like if we were looking to go short right here, you could click this, drag it to exactly where you'd want your stop loss to be, and then you can measure potential risk reward. So I think this is going to go all the way down here to ADR, that's 6.3R, if that's where my stop loss is going to be. Now, if the stop loss was going to be up here, notice how the R multiple goes down to 2.39. Something that's important too, this is a little trick. If your numbers are too scrunched together, click and drag on the right side here, and you can open up the chart and make it bigger so the candles are a little bit bigger to fill some of this gray space. I know some people have also had issues where they need to right click in and click scale price chart only, because what ends up happening is it stays this small with all this gray space. You don't need to do that. You can click this and it'll always stay tighter, but you still might have to come over here and adjust sometimes. But that's really easy. And if you want to go back to normal, you click auto right down here, or you just double click on the right side on the numbers again. So that's how we get set up with our drawing tools. I mean, you can see, this is where I say, just come play with it. Come play with the rectangle tool. Come play with the pen tool, where you can just click and write all over the place like that. It's really an awesome platform. I can't say enough good things about it. You can set alerts here to show up every time or just once. You can set the alerts based on a cross value, moving up or down. You can change by, the alert can be set by percentage change. There's just so much that you can do, more than I even use this for. I would really recommend that you come in and give it the time it deserves. The replay tool, if you're paying for the Pro Plus or the Premium membership, the replay tool is fantastic. You can actually rewind the day and control the speed of the replay right here with this little pop-up box. And when you hit play, it'll show you the candle by candle movement throughout the day so far, or wherever you rewind to. So this is really helpful when you're doing your back testing, or if you're trying to test a strategy. The replay tool is very, very useful. But at this point, you understand the indicators, you understand the drawing tools. We're making a little bit of progress here. I want to show you a couple other important features. If you want to take pictures, make sure you understand that the camera icon here is very important. This goes really well when you're trying to document. You can save the image here, tweet it, or copy the URL and send it to us in the group chat for feedback. Send it to us on Facebook. But once you save the image, just right click in, save it to a file that you keep track of all your indicators, or all your chart markups in, Save this and keep track of all of them so you can come back and review them. On top of that, here in the top right corner, you can actually change the layout of the screen too. We can go to 2, we can go to 4, right? We can change how does it sync up? Do we sync up on symbol, meaning it's the same pair no matter where you change it? Do we just sync up on time interval? Do we sync up on time of day? Do you see the crosshair? See how my crosshair's on all of them? If I turn that off, the crosshair's only on the one that I'm looking at. So this sync on all charts is very powerful too when you're trying to watch more than one asset, more than one instrument at the same time. And one other thing that I've seen people kind of overlook, let's say, for example, let's erase all this. Let's say you wanted to sync this purple line over here to the left side. So you have it on the 15-minute on the right side, and maybe you have it on the 1 minute here on the left side, but you want to sync this up. You double click, you right click in on the purple line and hit sync to all charts, and bam, it comes over to this side. Same thing with any of these drawing tools. Sync them up, bam, there it is, right? And also, as you're making adjustments, if you don't want this to move, right click in and hit lock. Then you can't move it. Then it can't be accidentally moved, which is really helpful too. So now we've kind of gone through the drawing tools a little bit. And again, check out the other videos that I've made for very detailed instructions on the drawing tools. I don't want to harp on that. I really wanted to go over the indicators and make sure that you had the ADR, the Asian range and the EMAs, and the TDI. Now you know how to use the 3, so to speak, indicators that I use every day. If you want to look on the right side here, this is how I build my watch list. Bitcoin's having a great day, up over 9,600, which is fantastic to see. SPCE 2540, not bad. All stocks looking a little red today, but gold 1886, Close to 1900 today, so close. But you can see even here as we're going through this, look at how on the right side, this is gold, but here is GJ, GBP, JPY. So it doesn't sync over because I don't have it set to do that here. If I go like this, now look, now it's GJ on both. But one other thing too, see how it says JPY up here and JPY up here? I don't like that, right? So let's just see you see something that you don't like. Right click in, go to settings. That's gonna be somewhere right there. In the scale settings, if you click currency, you would be able to get rid of that JPY. And then if I want to sync that over to the left side here, hit apply all, boom, it's gone. And then hit OK. And just make sure you're saving it. Come in here, rename it, test, hit save, bam. Now when you want to pull this up, if you're on your phone or whatever it is, you can, or a different computer, just go into load and it'll be right there, test. And here's my iMac ones that I use every day, which look like this. So now you have your setup, you have everything that you need in the description to this video to make this happen for yourself. But if you have any questions, just drop the comments down below, shoot me an email, reach out to me. But I'm hoping that now everybody on our team can have these indicators and use them every day. They're incredibly powerful. They've saved me a ton of money and helped me make a little bit too in the meantime. So check them out. Check out my other videos if you want to learn how to use these indicators to make trading decisions. Today was just showing you how to set it up. But check out the other trade recaps if you want to learn how to actually put them into work. All right. I appreciate the time very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you the next.